everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. It happened to me. I played a concert and an audience member came up and said it was bad and they hated it. Every musician's worst nightmare. I live to tell the tale. Here's the story. So this happened a while ago when I was a master's student. I feel like I can just talk about it now. I was playing in a small ensemble in an art gallery in a concert series arranged through the conservatoire. Beautiful medieval music. We'd arranged it ourselves. It was very pure, very still. And afterwards, a gentleman came up and said, "Oh no, this isn't master student standard. This is too easy." He wasn't talking about our playing, but the repertoire itself. He felt it was too easy and he felt shortchanged. And then he said, "Other students here play Rachmaninoff." Okay, so I'll be honest, I was devastated and embarrassed and I felt weird. So why did this sting for me? He wasn't criticising my playing. I thought about the concert and nothing was really wrong, but I still felt judged. I didn't meet his standards of virtuosity and he wanted to be wowed. So I felt like he was insinuating that I was lazy, or worse, that I was incapable of playing anything that he deemed harder. So it wasn't only what he said, but how he said it. It was pretty kind of gross and patronising how he was. I mean, I'm not a stranger to criticism. That's okay. If my teacher had said, "Now Sarah, I think you could challenge yourself more. This isn't it," that would have been okay, as it would have been in the interests of learning and growing. I was used to critical feedback, studying in a system where we received honest, often rather harsh critique. But in this way, with this guy, I felt like a performing monkey who had run out of batteries. This was all underlined a few months later. In a student concert, I played a flashy contemporary piece, lots of notes, lots of fireworks, much less accurately and musically, but whatever. He was there and he came up to me and said, "That's better." So yeah, he wanted spectacle. What happened after? I laughed it off, continued with my life, graduated my masters with a grade that I was super proud of, continued to play music, both flashy and understated, and here we are today. But it has made me think about a couple of things. First, the concept of virtuosity. Who decides what is hard? Is it the music or the effort by the player? An understanding of the instrument here is important. Medieval music on recorders requires tuning, sound, blending, arrangement, chamber music, interpretation of the repertoire, knowledge. All these skills demanding virtuosity. It's not only fast notes. And to be shady, it reminds me of these talent shows where you see instrumentalists playing super fast notes, but knowing how an instrument works, you may know that that's actually not that hard to play. But then I shouldn't judge, because this performance also includes many skills a lot of musicians don't possess. Stage presence, choreography, stamina, showmanship. So I cannot say that one virtuosity is intrinsically better than another. The fast notes, this is something I am guilty of. I spent a lot of my student years trying to play as fast as possible. And it took a lot of time to learn to take it back to basics, to dare to do so, to appreciate playing slow. So with just a moment's reflection, we can understand that playing a slow, bare passage can be monumentally harder and more vulnerable than a glut of fast notes. So it brings me to my second question, which is, who decides what is worthy of your audience's time? This man wanted to be entertained. He wanted to be blown away. And he could have been, but he was listening in the wrong places. As I said already, we might not always appreciate what is really difficult and virtuosic on an instrument. As an audience, we don't always understand it. And don't forget, something might be really difficult, but a professional will make it look easy. So here's a thought for you. Do we as musicians even owe our audience virtuosity? Shouldn't we be allowed to perform simple music, easy music, if we want to and we find it beautiful? Does music have more value just for being difficult? I don't think so. I think it's about a shared experience, and as long as we do bring that for our audience, that's important, that they feel like they've experienced something wonderful. Whether that's with something easy or hard, I think is by the by. I think if we can appreciate and value music at all levels of difficulty, it would be a great thing, because it would mean we'd have the listening ability, the critical thinking, the grace, the acceptance to do so. And those are all things we need more of in society. If we can hear a piece of music, any music, we'd usually dismiss and find it in ourselves to understand it and embrace it. Think of what we can do with each other. Well, that got a bit deep. All because a man told me off. Well, okay, I did learn a lot from this experience too. First, the trust in my fellow musicians. This guy didn't enjoy our performance, and you know what? That's fine. He also doesn't have to. I don't have to be right all the time and convince everyone of what I think. It's okay. He can think it's shit. But we enjoyed it. The rest of the audience enjoyed it. That's still important. And second, reflection as a musician is important. It can still be valuable feedback. Maybe if I have a very still section in my program, I can counterweight that with more energetic music, or if I want to keep it in one way, I can help the audience find a way in by explaining it better. You don't have to agree with any of this. I'm curious to hear what you think too. But if you are a musician, or if you are learning music, let me leave you with this thought. It happened to me. An audience member came up after I played, basically said it was a bit shit and they didn't like it. That's all of our worst nightmares. And I continued. I thrived. I lived to tell the tale. So if any of you do have performance anxiety around something like this, the world keeps turning. It doesn't implode. You'll go on and you'll be fine. And I also just want to say, at the end of the day, it's such a tiny, tiny problem in the grand scheme of things. It's such a privilege to be a musician and have people listen. And if one man took the time to come up and give me feedback, even if he was a bit of a patronising person, we can still appreciate it, can't we? So, what do you reckon? Let me know in the comments. Any musicians dare to share similar stories? I know it's vulnerable putting yourself out there like that, but I'd love to hear from you. Yes, as always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face down here in the corner. Over here is the Team Recorder Patreon, where you can choose to support Team Recorder, and here's some more videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye!